What's going on, guys? Mr. FBA UK back again. Right, in this video we're going to look about talking about getting more money back. Like yesterday's video where I explained how you can basically make £250 free every month from various cashback websites. Just no brainer. That included with this, people are missing out on so much money. All from reimbursements. Now, you know how it works. You'll get an email, reimbursement for something, warehouse damage, the standard. And when you go into your catalogue up here, you go and have a look at this little section on the right hand side. If the thing would load, it's probably standard Amazon, but yeah, unfulfilled inventory, you go in there, and obviously anything that's damaged in any way, maybe it's warehouse damage, it's distributor damage, it's defective after being returned by a customer, it's customer damaged. There's various different things, but usually the warehouse damage gets auto reimbursed because they know where they've done it. It just automatically ticks through the system after 30 days or 45 days or whatever the amount is, and disappears from your unfulfilled inventory. Easy. Now, what I found is that, and I still don't know 100% all the different nooks and crannies, but this is a major nook and cranny, is how to get back the majority of your hidden reimbursements that you did not realize you should be entitled to. Now, many things can be attributed to this, and the very first thing I will say is make sure you do this. It's your FBA shipment reconciliations. I cannot stress it enough, honestly, cannot stress it enough. So, for example, looking down here, this one right here, I can see that there is a couple of units, 3 units, not received. But it's still receiving, meaning maybe I sent 2 items in the box, not sure. But you can definitely see on this one, closed, 2 items are said to not have been contained within this box. Now, it was created on the 18th of April, and the date is now the 29th of May. So if I drill into here, I've most probably already reconciled it. You can drill in to that shipment just by clicking on the link. Obviously, it takes you to the shipment tab, which is fine. You can see I had 2 shipments down here. You can click the reconcile tab. Okay, already submitted, so I'm quite up to date with mine, I make sure. But come down to here, 2 items were said to have not been shipped, but I then submitted a case. Looks like this. You go through and I just type in please investigate, preview your request. It's very simple. Don't worry about any of this information. It will usually, if you type in action required, you just type in please research, I think it is. And then research what's happened to your missing items. Leave it about 45 days. I think you have to after the shipment's been sent, pretty much. So it's at least 30, but I think 45 because sometimes it's when the system acknowledges the shipment's closed. So where that you saw one just then was still receiving, even though it's been receiving for a couple of days or whatever. So it hasn't classified as actually finishing. So you've got to wait 30 days after that point. So make sure you check back. And you'll start building up a bit of a sort of mental picture of what you've done and haven't. Click, please. I just type in please investigate. Click that. Click yes, and then they'll either find your stock and it will be put back into your inventory, or they will reimburse you for the value that you would have received. So obviously the final value, not the sale value, and that will be normally done within normally 2 hours or 24 hours, depending on the size or value of the product that you're trying to get back. So yeah, that's just a very small one that I'm trying to sort of, that's something there's loads of money. It's hundreds of pounds, hundreds and hundreds of pounds that if I had not done it and just left it, I would not get it back. It'd be gone, because obviously they're not going to give you money without you trying to get your money. That's just sort of how business sometimes works. They're not going to go through, like the tax man. Sometimes will owe you money and you have to request, and you show them, and then they give you a tax rebate. Very similar. Many different things do the same. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you the way that I go about reimbursements for the products that are either transferred from owner, distributor damaged, customer damaged, and maybe not received back to the warehouse. Because, you know, I started thinking, if a customer says a product is not received and they receive it, then it's not going to find its way back to Amazon. So Amazon, well, you hope that they're going to automatically reimburse you, but will they? Because it's not an item that's come back and been registered as warehouse damage, so the system knows what it is, waits for the allocated time, 30 days for example, pays you out automatically. It's waiting. In my eyes, the system is waiting for a return, it never comes. And you almost have to chase that return. You kind of see where I'm trying to come from? And there's loads of other things where you might find that if you send 30 items, you know, you're making sales, you don't know if actually one disappears because the system thinks it's not yours. There's loads of different things that you just don't see behind the scenes. So what you can do is you can go up to reports, fulfillment by Amazon, and on the left you'll see inventory up here. Go to show more, bring it down, and you'll see inventory adjustments right here. Just click on it, and wow, this is just in the last day. So I'm going to read out what it says here. Damage at Amazon Fulfillment Center. Then it says unsellable. Then it says damage at Amazon Fulfillment Center, unsellable, warehouse damage. That's not obviously appeared yet, I guess. Inventory misplaced. I have disposed of items here. So these items have actually disposed of. So that even gives me an insight. So Amazon they obviously damaged my warehouse, damaged some items, and now they've disposed of it. So what does that mean? That means it's not going to now show up in this section as a warehouse damage because they've already disposed of it. So it's gone out of the system. It's gone. So you wouldn't even see that. So you wouldn't even know that those items have dropped off. If you spent 20 items of those in, you know, how are you going to know that you didn't make the sales of those ones that aren't there anymore, rather than it's now been disposed of by Amazon? And the system doesn't always pay you. So in my eyes, I'm thinking, have they paid me? So after this video, I'm going to go and investigate and see if they have. Sometimes I'll leave it 24 hours just to make sure, because it seems like this is today's date. Up here, 29th, yeah, there's 2 days there, that 29th there. But again, these ones, you know, inventory misplaced, and it's just it gives you a bit of insight. If you go to the last 7 days or the last month, you know, you'll see the number. That's just do the last 90 days for anyone that doesn't do this. I mean, look at all these this is page 1, page 2. Inventory mistransferred from another owner. So that means it's now entered my account from another owner. Well, if it's coming into my account, it's leaving someone else's account, you see. And it's just it's interesting to see what goes on behind the scenes. That is reconciled, you know, it's corrected most of the time, but once you sort of see this, you realise, Jesus, like maybe you've got to like be a bit more aware of what's going on. So the way that I double check all of these items going to and from disposed of, you know, there's disposed of items I just showed you a minute ago, or maybe it's been transferred from another owner. I make sure that all of the money's been correctly paid to me for whatever reason. I will do a report. So I'll go to the downloads. I usually do 7 days. I'd say probably worth doing it once a month. If you think expenses are once a month, as long as you get all your money within a month, anything you need, anything. So you know, obviously you've got set sales. As long as you hit your sales, as long as you get your money in, doesn't really matter when you get it in because you only pay everything once. So I guess once a month, but I've been doing it every 7 days, just because I have. But let's say we can do last 7 days. Oh, sorry, not last 7 days. My mistake. exact dates. I do it for a 7-day period, but it has to be at least 30 days previous. So we're on the 29th of May. Let's say that then leads us to the 29th of April. So 7 days before that, I would have probably done it up to the 21st before. So the next lot I'm going to do is the 22nd. And I usually will just tip over an extra day just to see if they give me an extra day's worth. I've run the report. And you can see down here I've got lots of reports that I've run. So it's almost 10 days. And sometimes I've done it, seen there's not really much data on there and left it for 2 years. So then I'll do every 2 weeks and so on. When it's enough data for me to it's sort of worth my time, I'll do it. And let's just go back and forth to see if it doesn't really take that long. Normally takes a minute because I'm only doing a 7-day period. If you're doing a longer period, it would come up as being yeah. Let's see here. So go ahead and download it. It's just a text file. And what you need to do with this text file is paste it into Excel. So we're going to go ahead and open this up and just select it all. Jump into a Google Drive would be fine. Let's make it a bit bigger. I'm going to go ahead and paste it all in. Just paste the values. This is it. So it gives you your dates, your products, your fulfillment. You want to go here and just filter. Now I'm sure there's others that have mentioned they filter other reasons and stuff, but this is just the way I've always done it. I actually learnt this from someone else, so I don't know the whole. I haven't spent time really researching it. I just know that it works, and if it works, I'm happy to just do it. So yeah. So E&R. They actually have out. These are acronym, like abbreviations or whatever you want to call them, for a word. So probably fulfilled or disposed of or whatever. But E&M, and these are the ones you want to actually query. So what I would normally do is, depending on the amount, because if it's too many, they don't normally like to do it too quickly. You can email this whole thing. So I normally copy this. I'll then go back to Amazon. I'll obviously go through to help, contact us here. Because normally if you email, they take longer to reply. If you do it in a chat, they either have to reply to you straight away because that you're talking to them, or they'll tell you, they'll send you a message, and then obviously my issue isn't there. Fulfilled by Amazon, FBA issue, something else, chat. And click that and paste in the transaction. So just say I ran an inventory adjustment report and I'm looking to see if I'm due any reimbursements from this data. Can you, if I paste in some details, can you check? Paste them in. Just say I'm willing to wait, because you'll get, if they can do it there and then, you'll get the reimbursement there and then within 20 minutes. And sometimes, I've had reimbursements for £500, £400, £200 in one goes. So it's like you're making 700. I think it was £700 once for a whole box. So very similar to where they booked in a whole box as a zero quantity. And if you just left, if you just didn't look and just didn't pay attention and you just left, that whole thing's booked in as zero quantity. So the shipment you sent of 90 items is being received as zero. Is basically not having. It's basically just opening it up and just looking in the box and being like, cool. They might not reimburse you. How you don't want to leave it to them. You want to just check. It doesn't take. You do it a couple of times. It takes you 2 minutes. And I got £700 because my whole box was lost. And I didn't. I was on it. And as soon as the 30 days came and I could sort it out, boom. But if you don't do that, you could be missing out on thousands. I do know people that have larger accounts and they are missing out on that. And I've seen it before where this has been talked about many months ago, and people could claim back hundreds and some accounts thousands of pounds. And you click chat now. If not, click the email. Say exactly the same thing. I will just leave that and that empty. Just the usual information that you want to do, and fire it away, and then wait. And make sure you just do that every month, every week, depending. If you've got a VA, you can do it every Monday. It could be an item to add to like a VA's list to do, and why not go ahead and use complete cashback as I mentioned in my previous video, and basically get a free VA because you get enough cashback to pay for them. And this will be one of the things to do. And then you're making even more money, you know, going towards the next one. Anyway, hopefully you liked it. Didn't want to go into too much detail. It's a little bit faffy, technical, but it's pretty simple underlying from what it is. But it's to get money back, and if you want to get money back, as we all do, go on holiday, whatever you want to do, then yeah, it needs to be done. So yeah, hopefully you like it. Thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and whatever else you want to do. Hopefully you enjoy. See you later.